Hello, this is WildM. Let's get the worst out of the way and start with superhydroacetylene this time. First, let me say that this will hopefully be thought of as the weakest puzzle of the tournament. Though it definitely taught people some pretty clever ways to particle smash, it also failed to reward those who came up with really clever solutions. Here, Genderbolt does an absolutely brilliant double smash to result in a fully formed superhydroacetylene, but he also ends up with one of the slowest solutions. The smash happens right here by bonding this oxygen here to the carbon. Since the bond is otherwise completely valid, the smash doesn't require any worries about bond priority, it just works. The biggest time sink is the need for the red Waldo to clean up these oxygens. It almost makes him wish that the output had taken single oxygens, and in any case, 496 cycles. Echo 2 shows off one of the most straightforward ways to get what you want. Make two CHs, bond them together, and you're done. He could have also saved a bit of bonder and symbol usage here. If we remove these bonders and use one of them up here, and I'm forgetting something, add debonders, right? We form our CHO2 blocks with 3 bonders only. And there are some other symbols we could have cleaned up, but you get the idea. Point is, we have a set of 2 to play with elsewhere in the puzzle. Echo 2 is one of the few to make a straight superhydroacetylene. This isn't Little Big Dad's best solution, but it does show how you can force even outputs by smashing away a lot of your oxygen. Ultimately though, the real bottleneck is the limitation on bonders and the travel time to deliver the outputs. The midpoint was about 210 cycles, so we still have a ways to go. Oh, and Guilty Bystander also gave me a solution similar to this, but it wasn't his best either. Alpha Raptor shows off the most effective style of solution, a double-pumped CHO2 builder. His big problem though is that he has to fix the CH placement every time. Alpha Raptor scored number 19 in the rankings. Guilty Bystander, Content Context, Guava Moment, Netherus, and Leveling all did a slight variation of this solution. I picked Guava Moments to show off because I liked his reuse of an input beta here. They avoid the pickup problem by debonding on different levels. Most of the variation in symbol count came from Red's curve here, the best of this class of solution headed back down and hit a flip-flop to go right. Out of that list I gave you, only Guilty Bystander made it into the top 8. Now, do you think it would be possible to solve this problem without going so far into the output zone? Well, Cerebaldrig does. He tops the class of 170 cycle solutions by saving an extra symbol. Karen and Gigi Gall almost do the same thing, except they put an input beta here to start with. Cerebaldrig just reuses a beta by doubling back on the same path. All 3 of the players use a rotate to place a CH exactly where it needs to be. These are the shortest possible circuits, but if you've noticed, the red Waldo probably could have picked up a hydrogen dioxide a little earlier. All Sudoku does differently is move the red Waldo up 2 spaces forward. Otherwise, we would have the exact same thing. You'll notice that he really crammed in the outputs here. Check out that well-timed oxygen output. However, do you know who submitted this solution less than an hour before Sudoku? That's right, Tough Thought did. Congratulations to Tough Thought on first place. RuneSpism is convinced that destroying matter is impossible, so he gave me this. You know, I'm not even upset. I can tell that someone really hurt you deeply in the past, and now you get your happiness from actively disappointing people. And I'm here, RuneSpism. I'm here to show off your terrible, terrible solutions. I mean, this is slow, and he built the worst type of loop possible. This counts to 9? You know what also counts to 9, right? 2-3 counts. And this could just point up here, and you could... Okay, you know, I just don't have the time to clean up your messes. We're just going to watch RuneSpism build this little Theta Trident. Guys, RuneSpism is a bad influence, but he's probably going to have a really good code obfuscation submission in the future. I think the knife got a little confused. This is actually the lowest symbol solution that I received. He also left these bonders here where they started. I like how they wind up doing the last bond for him without any real work. 2 participation points well earned. Assuming that we can smash atoms, and assuming that we aren't going to release symbols, we have a few ways of tackling this problem. Do you use the alpha input? The beta? Both? And do we double pump the solution, or have one form and the other carry? Well, Hair Doctor does a bit of a weird double pump. He has both Waldos create molecules at the same time on both sides. It's actually kinda pretty. The synchronization is a nice touch, even if it is a bit slow. This one doesn't actually work, but Gigi Gall demonstrated what could have been a really horrible and game-breaking bug. Hey, look! We have a translucent bonder here that doesn't actually do anything! It flashes colors, though. Also, this would have built some sort of crazy theta tetroxide chain, if it had actually worked. Well, thanks for the submission, Gigi Gall. Goggle Fox got 23rd place, which is very slightly under the midpoint. Let me show you how to estimate how fast this solution will be. If you count every space that the red Waldo travels, counting one extra for each rotate, you'll get 13. So basically, you know that this will take 13 times 10 cycles, plus whatever startup time that you need to get your first output in place. So in this case, we had 7 cycles of startup. Not bad. Nethers goes for a double pump. You can count these circuits the same way, you just divide by 2 at the end. For these simple crossovers that happen once per circuit, you can count 2 for these spaces and get the right answer. Anyway, this takes 24 cycles divided by 2 to get 12, so you know that it should be a little upwards of 120 cycles. You'll also notice one of the main problems with starting in input alpha. You don't have a lot of space to work with. You're pretty limited along the top row. Here, this molecule is already done, but it has to travel for 9 or 10 cycles to reach the output. Let's see what happens when you pull your inputs from beta. Mr. Blarney, Cairn, Krakor, Guav Moment, Guilty Bystander, and Darius Raider all got 126 cycle solutions. Their symbols didn't always match up, but Mr. Blarney came out on top in any case. Once the molecule is finished, the route to the output is pretty fast, only 7 cycles or so. Now for the 3 solutions that make this week completely worth it. Carlblink also uses a loop of 12, but his delivery is extremely fast. He uses a spare hypothetite to build some sort of SpaceChem cross. I really don't have anything to say beyond that, just SpaceChem cross. I love it. I love it. Tough Thought has a crushingly fast loop of 11. Blue is constantly creating theta tetroxide here. Not a single cycle is wasted on something unnecessary. He also avoids one of the biggest problems with these plus-shaped molecules. Since it has no corner, you usually have to rotate twice or do some complicated drop, grab, rotate song and dance to get into the output a little faster. Tough Thought avoids this problem by using a lone theta as a delivery vehicle and ad hoc corner. How cool is that? If this ran for 100 outputs, it would very easily be the fastest solution. However, the startup is very, very slow. Pseudodude's solution is faster for 2 reasons. First, it skips a rotate completely, instead opting to debond the initial oxygen from the initial theta. The second reason is why you didn't see it debond just now. Pseudodude realized that you could start the blue Waldo by instantly grabbing the first input. I know that this hanging theta looks like a problem, but, well, he debonds it, and that's the only time we'll ever have to debond a spare theta. It's brilliant! I love it! No rotate. Man, particle smashing is weird. Well, congratulations, Pseudodude. You built an inferior solution in a superior way and somehow managed to win. Let's get out of the realm of particle smashing and into the realm of atoms that should not exist. Part of the challenge in Intro to Templates is in figuring out your best order to do these fusions, as well as the best place for your fusion laser. Ubersol Medic picked a pretty weird fuse position. The top of the reactor is pretty space limiting. Why not pick a more central position? In any case, this flip-flop fuse thing is very popular. You're going to see it a lot going forward. TobySay99 is part of the Chinese group from last year. He also has a few of these little flip-flop pads for both red and blue, and he also has this beast right here. It lets him fuse 3 atoms pretty quickly, as we're about to see, but the rest still takes a while. Oh, and these atoms with the question marks are actually the unknown ones that you might see in production puzzles. They have an atomic weight of 0, and fusing a carbon into it results in, well, a carbon. For now, I'm just going to call them Wildium, because it's a question mark. Why, yes, I am very clever. Blue-Eyed Drat has moved his fusion laser a little downwards, and his paths are fairly compact. The hardest part of this puzzle seems to be getting the carbon within the box, diffused with this Wildium, seen here, and Blue-Eyed Drat solves this issue by forming a little circular path to move the carbon into place, as seen here. Blue-Eyed Drat placed 12 out of 29. By the way, did you know that more players submitted solutions for Super Hydrocetylene than for this? Pretty weird. Waypoint's solution involved 3 flip-flop fusion lines in a row. He also does a nice handoff between blue and red to get the molecule into output psi. Oh, and let's watch this start again. Look at that. 3 fusions in a row. The timing for that is scary good. Waypoint made it into the top 8 for 6th place. Cerebral also does 3 fusions in a row. He also picked the same fusion laser position. I noticed that he fused the carbon before the final hydrogen. Maybe that makes it faster? Who knows? This puzzle is really more about knowing exactly how to dance these 2 molecules around each other. There are no tricks, no clever things you can do that no one else can. It's strictly about who can optimize the best. Jijigall breaks the mold and actually uses sinks. He picks a different fuse order than Cerebral and it really pays off. Also, at this point, right here, you might think, why doesn't Jijigall go straight for the sink? Well, it's because he activated this flip-flop a second time, and he needs to deactivate it to reset his route back to how it started. 328 cycles. Echo 2 picks basically the same fuse order, though he really has a handle on fusing this last carbon. Just in, out, done. The shape is also pretty similar to Jijigall's, which explains why it's only 2 cycles faster. Oh, and you don't need that symbol there. Same time, 1 cycle less. Cannibal KG made something completely different. Look at all those flip-flops. I'm a big fan of this part, just up, down, up, left. The 3 grab drops are also kinda weird. So, how much faster is Cannibal KG's solution? 17 cycles. Congratulations, Cannibal KG. That was pretty close. Well, that wraps it up for the week that I made this tournament for. I hope you all enjoyed breaking the game as much as I enjoyed making you do it. Am I forgetting something? Oh, yeah, that's right,